Join me as I share my journey of almost giving up on being a dad and the challenges I faced along the way. I'm a dad, just like many of you out there, and I've had my fair share of struggles and triumphs. Being a father is one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had, but it's also been one of the toughest. There have been moments when I felt like I was barely holding it together, and I'm not alone in that feeling. I've had those moments where I felt like I just couldn't do it anymore, the sleepless nights, the tantrums, the constant worrying about providing for my family. It was overwhelming, and I started to wonder if I was cut out for this whole fatherhood thing. I felt like I was failing, like I was just pretending to be a dad but didn't have any idea what I was doing. Those feelings crept in and made me question my abilities as a parent. The weight of responsibility was crushing me. I felt like I was shouldering the entire burden of parenthood on my own, even when my partner was right there beside me. I started to wonder if it was all worth it, the stress, the anxiety, the constant pressure to be perfect. I began to feel like I was losing myself in the process of trying to be a good dad. There were times when I felt like I was just going through the motions, like I was just a robot repeating the same tasks over and over again. I felt disconnected from my family, like I was just a provider rather than a parent. I started to wonder if I was just not meant to be a dad, if I was just not cut out for this. But then something changed. I had a conversation with my partner that made me realize I wasn't alone, that we were in this together. We talked about our feelings, our fears, and our doubts. We laughed and cried together, and it was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I realized that I didn't have to do it all on my own, that I had support and help available to me. That conversation was a turning point for me. I started to see fatherhood in a different light, as a journey rather than a destination. I began to focus on the joys of parenthood, the little moments that make it all worth it, the first steps, the first words, the first hugs. I started to appreciate the little things, like a goodnight kiss or a bedtime story. As I looked back on my experience, I realized that I had been focusing on the wrong things. I had been so caught up in trying to be a perfect dad that I had forgotten to enjoy the journey. I had been so worried about making mistakes that I had forgotten to have fun. I learned that it's okay to make mistakes, that it's okay to not have all the answers. I learned that fatherhood is a journey, not a destination. It's a journey of ups and downs, of triumphs and failures. It's a journey that requires patience, love, and support. And I learned that I'm not alone in this journey, that there are many others out there who are going through the same thing. So, if you're a fellow dad who's struggling, I want you to know that you're not alone. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like giving up, just know that it's okay to feel that way. But also know that there is hope, that there is support available to you. If you've had a similar experience, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you're looking for more videos on parenting and personal growth, be sure to check out my next video, where I share more about my journey and the lessons I've learned along the way.